go the other way with the off-speed pitch. You cannot try to hit both or be in between.
All right, enough is enough with this 4-game losing streak. Dodgers and Giants, time to break out of this funk. Let's send it upstairs to Joe and Oral. Joe, take it away.
All right, John, and it looks like a perfect night to do that. The Dodgers and Giants game 3 in this 4-game series, and the perfect guy to do it is Shohei Ohtani. Brings in his Major League best 0.97 ERA, trying to put an end to this 4-game losing streak. We welcome inside Joe Davis and Al Hershiser. So 4-game skid and just 4-9 over their last 13 games. Trying to put an end to that tonight.
Yeah, as the pressure builds, it's like a volcano. We need an explosion out of one facet. And I would say it's the most fun if it's the offense.
It would be good if Ohtani was good tonight, too. And boy, has he been so far. 7 innings for the first time in a Dodger uniform his last time, and a sub-1 ERA.
You know, no matter what stat you look at, he is dominating. He's efficient. The fastball has been electric. The sweeper is getting everybody out. And if you look at situations, leadoff hitters, you look at runners in scoring position, he's getting everybody out. The only pitch that's getting hit a little bit is his split finger.
Faced off with the Giants a few weeks ago, 6 scoreless innings, and here's how he did it.
Well, you know what? Here's the arsenal. Look at where the ones are. The 1 is against the 4-seamer, the sweeper, the splitter, and the curveball. Yes, they're there. He's going to throw those 4 pitches about 95% of the time, and they're very effective.
Time to go to the field. Hello, Kirsten Watson.
Thank you, Joe. Well, of course, there's no Shohei Ohtani in the lineup today. And the other thing is that he's not going to be out there either tomorrow. Dave Roberts sharing that he wants to give Shohei a few days to reset mentally and physically, especially when it comes to where he's at offensively. In his last 10 games, he only has 3 hits. But the good news is that 2 of them came last night. Of those 2 was an opposite field home run. And when he is right, that is where the ball is going. So he is down these next 2, but Dave Roberts does believe due to the mechanical changes, they should be consistent when he's back out there, guys.
All right, Kirsten, he gets ready to start this game. Ohtani for the Dodgers, Robbie Ray for the Giants. Heck of a pitching matchup here tonight. And we've got first pitch coming up on SportsNet LA.
Verlander summed it up best, saying this stat is insane. The Dodgers have lost 4 straight games, all by 4 runs or more. That hasn't happened to the Dodgers since 1936. Yeah, long before the franchise even moved here to Los Angeles. And I know it's only 4 games, but when you start talking about losing in historic fashion and something that hasn't happened in 90 years, Jerry, it is kind of startling. So how can the offense get things going tonight against the Giants?
Well, listen, we talk about executing. You got to be able to execute. If there's a runner on second base, get him over to third. You can score without even getting a hit. You do the little things, then the big things will happen. This team is too talented, and Adrian touched on it earlier. Everybody seems like trying to hit that 5-run homer. Do the little things, good things will happen.
100%. I really want to see team at bats today. If they decide to be patient, everybody's patient. If they decide to be aggressive, everybody's aggressive. But I don't want to see one guy be patient, one guy be aggressive, and it's all over the place. Just collective team at bats. They talk about passing the baton. They talk about team at bats. That's what I want to see today out of the offense.
And get some runs for Shohei Ohtani because his bat won't be in the lineup. And over his last 3 starts, the Dodgers have gotten him a total of 1 run of support. Joe Davis, Oral Hershiser will have the call. Dodgers and Giants coming up next.
Forget the warm-up. Direct.
Back-to-back world champion Dodger baseball on SportsNet LA is brought to you by our local Kia dealers. Visit Kia.com to discover movement that inspires. And by Jack in the Box, Jack's new Smash Jack Sliders Munchie Meal with a chance to win the $75,000 prize for Jack's 75th anniversary. Ohtani, among all the hardware he's got, that 2025 National League Championship Series MVP, and trying to track down a Cy Young the way he's pitched so far this year. 7 innings against the Astros his last time. First time as a Dodger, first time post-Tommy John that he's gone 7 full innings, and it moved his ERA to a Major League best 0.97 this year. And when you combine it with what he did in his return to the mound last season, through 20 starts now in a Dodger uniform, a 2.04 ERA is the best in franchise history through 20 starts.
He has been really, really good, and it has been elite. It has not had any luck at all. And you know, I used to talk about Clayton Kershaw being a pitcher that can throw the high fastball and then that unbelievably curveball. Well, Shohei can do that. Then I talk about Clayton. He can throw the low fastball and then throw the slider out of that slot. Well, Shohei does that with his sweeper. So the low fastball sweeper combo, the high fastball curveball combo, and then I'll mix in a splitter every once in a while. And everything is really, really solid. And you know what? The elite velocity now, and anywhere from 96 to 100 miles an hour, puts some anxiety in the hitters, and they even have more anxiety because then after that they have no idea what breaking ball is coming.
Guy that he just nudges out for the best ERA over the first 20 starts is one of the guys that helped lay the path for him to get here. Hideo Nomo had the previous best ERA through 20 starts. Here come the Giants. Jung-Hoo Lee heads up there to lead things off, and then Luis Arraez hitting second with Elliot Ramos in left field. Rafael Devers at first base, the cleanup hitter today. Bryce Eldridge moves up and bats fifth. Adames, Chapman, Drew Gilbert, and Jesus Rodriguez. So the bottom of the order that was so good yesterday with Bader and Haas, a different look today. Off we go, and strike one with a sweeper from Ohtani to lead. 6 scoreless innings against these Giants just a few weeks ago. 4 starts against San Francisco in his career, 1 run in 21 innings. 1 ball and 1 strike on Lee. For so much of this season, even with the offense going up and down, you were able to say, okay, we can count on the starting pitching being good. #1 in the majors for a lot of the year, but even that has deserted him during this losing streak. Yamamoto giving up those 5 runs yesterday. And the starters during the 4-game skid have allowed 20. Lee has had a good series like a lot of these Giants have. Takes outside 2-2.
Each of the departments with the Dodgers, the starters, the relievers, and the offense have all struggled.
They're getting outscored 29-9 during this 4-game skid. It's the first time they've lost 4 games in a row by at least 4 runs since 1936, in an era of Dodger baseball where they earned the nickname the Bums. This is not that. Polar opposite when you're looking at eras. Team trying to track down a 3rd straight championship. Payoff to Lee starting this game, bouncing one towards the middle. Mookie Betts, good range.
Really nice range. When the ball is hit, it looks like nobody's there, but both Miggy, but he's going the opposite way of first base, and Mookie scoops it up. Really well done, especially when you've had to take a long stride to get to that ball and then to get down by the dirt so that it doesn't go under your glove. That was well done.
We talk all about the explosive movements hitting coming back from that oblique injury, but there's a lot of explosive moves you're making as a shortstop on plays like that. You can test it. Strike on a rise.
And then the twisting after it's in your glove to make the throw from any body movement that you need to make.
The Rise leading the team, hitting above 300 per usual. 1 ball and 1 strike on him. Giants came into this series with an historically poor offense, just over 3 runs per game. It's the worst that they had since the early 1900s, but in the 2 games here they've scored 15 runs. Building off of what they did, taking 2 of 3 from the Pirates to finish off their previous homestand, and stirring up a little bit of hope that things may be okay after all this year in San Francisco.
Yeah, coming into this series, you think, Dodgers, Giants, Dodgers should handle it easily, but right now, these are 2 teams going in opposite directions.
Arraez to Rojas. 2 up, 2 down. And the Dodgers 4-9 the last 2 weeks. Still just a half game back of the Padres in the division. Giants winning 4 of their last 5. Including the first 2 of this series. 9-3 on Monday and 6-2 last night. Elliot Ramos, 2 outs in this first inning. There is the sweeper that misses away for a ball. Ramos, one of their hottest hitters, doubled and scored yesterday. 429 over a 5-game hitting streak. And the same story as all those hot hitters prior to that had been ice cold. The same way we talk about the Dodgers going through what they're going through with everybody slumping together. The flip side of that is what you're seeing with the Giants these last few days. Everybody clicking together. Pinpoint. The kick, the 2-1. Ramos takes it a little high.
I have a feeling that Shohei is making sure that the Giants don't ambush him in this inning. He wants to get off to a fast start. He is really pitching. He's not trying to establish anything as much as he's trying to get people out, especially early in the count. The first couple pitches to each hitter have been breaking balls that he's trying to hit the corner with. He doesn't want to give up like a home run and all of a sudden be back on his heels.
Walks Ramos here with 2 outs. Is that sensing how hot this lineup is and how eager they're going to be to swing the bat?
Exactly, and especially against him, they want to hit the fastball. And you don't want to give it to him early.
Inning kept alive for Devers. Fastball upstairs on one of the top hitters in baseball in this month of May. .351 with a top 5 OPS. Did strike out 3 times yesterday, but I think more than that, the headline is that he's started to look like himself lately. 35 home runs per season for Devers.
This is the guy the Dodgers thought that they can beat with a fastball, and Ohtani starts him out with 2 of them.
And then backfoots a sweeper. Strike 2.
Really well done. He creates such good windows with this sweeper because that's the low fastball for a while, and then it bites.
That was the pitch that he owned the Astros with last week. Houston went 0 for 8 against it. Gets to that fastball and pulls it into right center field. How about that? He goes out and gets a 99-mile-per-hour fastball on the outer part of the plate and pulls it sharply. First and third with 2 out.
If you're Shohei, you want to keep doing this and having that power hitter get the ball on the ground. You'd hope that it was a little weaker contact, but he can hit 4 ground balls like that all night. A few of them are going to turn into double plays if there's somebody on.
He retires the first 2. The next 2 reach. A chance right here for the rookie Bryce Eldridge. Eldridge 0 for 3 yesterday and 5 for 45 in his young major league career. On an 0-1 from Ohtani. 6-7 Eldridge fouls off a fastball. 1-0-1 from Shohei, which we're used to seeing at this point when his back is against the wall. Digs a little bit extra deep.
Yeah, when it's runners in scoring position or the game's on the line, he has another gear. He pitches at about 85% effectiveness and velocity, but he can go to 100% anytime he wants.
Gets him to finish off the inning after 101. A nasty sweeper. The Giants strand 2 and the Dodgers come to bat.
Good things come.
Different looking lineup for the Dodgers today with the domino effect of Shohei Ohtani getting the day off from hitting. So Mookie Betts slides up and leads off. Will Smith and Freddie Freeman. Andy Pages up into the cleanup spot tonight. Kyle Tucker 5, Teoscar Hernandez 6, Rojas, Colin Espinal all get their first starts of this series. Giants pitching, not just in this series, but against the Dodgers all year, dominant. San Francisco's won 4 of 5 head-to-head and given up just 9 runs in those 5 games against the Dodgers. Familiar foe that they face tonight. Robbie Ray turns and throws. Strike 1 on Mookie Betts. He's 34 years of age now in his 13th season in the majors, and that 2.76 ERA, the best that he's had through 8 starts in a season since he was a rookie with the Diamondbacks 11 years ago. 0-2 on Betts.
Well, the 2 places to get him right now are the home run and the walk. Let him set the table. But if you're picking on a certain pitch, it's the slider that is one of the 10 worst. But his fastball, one of the 10 best as far as batting average against in Major League Baseball.
Betts flies one to right field. Easy play for Lee and the first out of the ball game. It's always been a lot of strikeouts for him. But with those strikeouts, a lot of walks and a lot of home runs. He gives up more fly balls than anybody in baseball, like he gives up right there to Mookie Betts. And a lot of times it has to do with the park that he gives them up in or the conditions in the ballpark in that night that can turn his outing one way or the other.
The walks are there, but how does he get so many strikeouts? Well, on the nights when he's getting a lot of chase.
First one to Will Smith. This is away for a ball. There's some times early on in his career where the Dodgers just could not seem to figure him out when he was with the Diamondbacks, and then went and won a Cy Young with the Blue Jays in 2021. Last year, his first full season with the Giants, Dodgers really hit him hard. He made 3 starts against him, was 0-2, and had an ERA above 7.
Really good first half last year, made the All-Star team, but the second half, it really creeped up on him.
265 in the first half, 550 in the second. What was his first full season in years. He underwent Tommy John surgery back in 2023 and missed almost 2 full seasons after that. So perhaps wore down, but he's back to that first half form so far this year. Here he comes with the 1-2 to Smith. Fouls it off and stays alive. Smith had 2 hits in the first game of this series. He was 0 for 2 yesterday with an RBI. Key play in that game that hasn't been talked about a ton, but Smith knocks in the run in the first inning with a sacrifice fly, but Jung-Hoo Lee made an amazing play to keep that from being more than a sac fly. Here's another fly ball out, 2 away. If that ball gets over Lee's head, multiple runs score, and who knows how that changes the temperature of the whole thing. 2 outs, Freddie Freeman, one of the hottest hitters for the Dodgers. Singled, walked twice yesterday, 325 this month.
If he picks on something low, right around knee high, he has been able to get it in the air. He is not one of the lefties in the Dodger lineup that is rolling over that pitch. He's staying on it.
First lefty that Ray faces off with, takes in the dirt for a ball.
Right-handed hitting lineup tonight for the Dodgers. Only 2 lefties, Freddie and Kyle Tucker. Ohtani just pitching. Dave Roberts selecting a lot of his right-handers.
Next Muncy getting a rare day off. Mostly right-handed starters they're going to face off with looking ahead. As 12 of the next 13 games are going to face right-handed pitching, and so a chance to get Muncy a day right here. Not easy to do that, though. You get Muncy, who's been your best guy, and then Ohtani, who's coming off his best game in a long time.
Robbie Ray against left-handed batters coming into this game, they're only hitting 167 off him with an OPS below 400. The righties so far are going to give you a better chance.
Freeman bangs a base hit into center field. One of the 2 lefties squares it up and gives the Dodgers a 2-out base runner.
Freddie is just not any lefty. He's Freddie Freeman. And he's hitting the high pitch and getting it in the air too. Made Ray duck as it went over his head. Whoa.
So both teams go 2 up, 2 down, but then get a 2-out base runner in the first inning. And Andy Pages climbs in. Pages looking for his first hit of this series. Only 3 for 17 on the homestand after he finished off the road trip with that 3-home-run game.
Andy can really pick on a strike slider middle in.
Rays sticking with the fastball. Relatively speaking, Pages has not hit fastballs. It's been the breaking stuff, the off-speed stuff that he's done most of his damage with. 383 against breaking balls, 385 against changeups. It's hard to have as good of a year as he's having without really hitting the fastball. Waves over a changeup right here. Just talking with Robert Van Scoyoc about that today, and he said it's easy to forget that he's only 24 years old, because with a 24-year-old, you're never going to bet against a guy eventually hitting the fastball. If he adds that to what he's already doing, it's a whole nother lever he can pull. Continue to improve. Back-to-back change-ups, count evens 2-2.
Robbie Ray didn't read the stats on what he hits on a changeup back-to-back. There is an ego involved with pitching and hitting, and a lot of times you can read the stats. you might say. Not my changeup. Yeah, you got that kind of average? Not mine.
And he goes to the fastball to finish him off. Turns it up to 93 right there after the back-to-back change-ups. No score after one.
Dodgers send their ace to the mound, and first and third and 2 out. He goes to the well right away. Sweeper, slider, and goodbye. High velocity, sharp break.
Starts Willie Adames with that pitch. If he and the Dodgers get 7 Ks in this game, everybody gets a free Jumbo Jack tomorrow with the purchase of a large drink at LA area Jack in the Box restaurants. Adames 0 for 6 against Ohtani in his career. 4 strikeouts in those 6 at-bats. And when you have numbers like that against a guy, it probably perpetually feels like you're sitting here at 0-2. He probably woke up this morning feeling like he was 0-2 against Ohtani. Even jumpy at that one. Yard off of the plate.
23 of the 25 pitches have been the fastball or the sweeper.
Another one right there to get him flailing. And so Adames' struggles against Ohtani continue. 1 away in the second.
To throw it from a low 3/4 arm angle and still get the bite going down takes a lot of hand strength and discipline. He's got it.
Best in baseball with 2 strikes. Opponents now 5 for 75 with 2 strikes against Ohtani. Strikeouts in those counts more than 60% of the time. And Matt Chapman, who's trying to figure things out, not a fun guy to try and do that against. Finds himself down 0-2. Ohtani not only getting ahead, but working extra quick right here. In rhythm, fires 0-2. Chapman gets to this, sends it in the air to right center field. No big deal for Kyle Tucker. 2 up and 2 down in the second.
When Shohei is working quick, we don't see that glance over towards the Dodger dugout. But when he's working a little slower, we do, because he's taking a glance at the pitch clock. But here, he is staying focused straight ahead, gets the ball back, and just keeps his head locked in on Will Smith.
The 8 hitter, Drew Gilbert, part of the order that got it done for the Giants yesterday. But that was Harrison Bader and Eric Haas. 3 home runs between the 2 of them. 4 of the 6 runs the Giants had got knocked in by the 8 and 9 spots in the order. Gilbert had 1 of those off of the bench with a bunt single. Wow. It's like that thing sped up as it went down.
The splitter that the league was hitting over 300 against, not on one like that.
Now, Shohei, who just told you is the best in baseball once he gets you to 2 strikes, has been 0-2 on all 3 hitters in this inning. Goes another one of those splitters, but Gilbert takes it. Now the 1-2. Up the middle. Bats. Ends a 1-2-3 second. Kyle Tucker will lead off this second for the Dodgers. He doubled and walked yesterday. Last 10 games above 300 with an OPS just shy of 1,000. It's been a quiet uptick for Tucker, but starting to hit like the Dodgers hoped he would when they signed him to the big contract. Take strike 1 from Robbie Ray, who is homered against twice. Talk about Ray's home run issues. The hitters in the Dodger lineup today, even without Muncy and Ohtani in there, have combined 10 home runs in their careers against Ray. Two for Tucker, 2 for Teo, who's on deck, 3 for Rojas, who bats 3rd in this inning. Rays 1-1. Tucker pulls it over first and down the line. That'll scoot into the corner. Tucker's got a leadoff double. His surge continues. Second game in a row with a two-bagger for Tucker.
Well, the two lefties are hitting pretty good against him.
Yeah, just like we said.
167 coming in. Dodger, two lefties, 1,000.
You know, the Dodgers during this losing streak have not been without their chances. You look in this series, they've had 23 base runners in the 2 games, but managed just 5 runs. Ball on Teoscar Hernandez.
They haven't had many of these innings where the leadoff hitter gets on. A lot of their rallies have started with 2 outs, where they start all of a sudden getting base runners.
More questions to Dave Roberts today about Teoscar Hernandez after he struck out twice yesterday. And Dave said, look, the longer a track record for a player, the longer a leash I'm going to give the guy. And he said that doesn't mean sticking your head in the sand and acting like nothing's wrong. And that's why he moved him down in the lineup. But he looks and sees a guy who for a decade has been an above average hitter, an 800 career OPS. He sees that and is able to look past what he currently has, which is below 700. Trusting that it'll keep working its way towards where it always is. On a 2-1, Hernandez fouls it off, 2-2.
You know, the phrase in baseball that Dave used was, I trust the back of the baseball card. And we understand that because there are ebbs and flows to this season. Adjustments you have to make because of energy or slight injuries or age, whatever it is.
Talking that through, the home plate umpire James Jean, he said, was it a ball strike? Calibrating his eyes. Dodgers looking for the early lead against the Giants, and Robbie Ray here. Another 2-2 pitch comes home. Hernandez fights it off. Bunch of ways to help your team right here. Trying to get Tucker up to third, at the very least.
Well, he's got him in swing mode, and I think that the pitch that I would think about throwing if I'm Robbie Ray is the down and in back foot slider. Because even if he hits it, he's going to probably hold the runner at second. Out and out to the left side.
Ground ball towards the middle. That will advance the runner. Rise for a moment, thought about going to third, but takes the sure thing.
Another fastball, and Teo did a good job.
So Tucker's at third, and Miguel Rojas comes up to the plate. 3 home runs in his career against Robbie Ray. Ray really always has to pound right-handed hitters inside, and that's where Miggy likes it. He's homered twice against him on sliders, once against a fastball. Fouls off the first pitch. So, balancing that out, his ownership of Robbie Ray, which has been throughout his career with what is going on immediately, and that is he's really struggling, looking for his first hit in 2.5 weeks. Said he's felt. Go ahead.
Isn't that the kind of role he was on right before he hit the home run in the World Series?
Yeah, that's true. Hadn't had a hit in a couple months at that point.
Exactly.
He's due. He's saying, though, he's just felt out of sync, and it's kind of snowballed on him with his pitch selection. Feels like he's diving after pitchers' pitches that he normally takes. And so then he finds himself behind in the count. That leads to more bad swings. He's trying something tonight that he hasn't done in a couple years. It's subtle, but he said he's given his hands a bigger move in his load because he feels like his upper body's in too big of a hurry. So by doing more with his hands, the thought is that's going to keep his upper body from lunging forward towards those borderline pitches and give him a better chance to throw on the brakes. Fouls off this changeup, just barely stays alive.
There's a fine balance between all these different things, which is staying back, staying close, make sure you get open at the right time. You can do it, and make your adjustment, and then you can overdo it and the adjustment doesn't work. And so there's a fine balance between all of this, and that's why they're usually always searching if they don't feel perfect.
Infield pulled in here. Another 1-2 comes home, and it's taken low. The added challenge, of course, is his limited playing time at this point. Mentioned that he hasn't had a hit in 2.5 weeks. He's only had 3 starts in that time. So a lot of the work's getting done behind the scenes, and then limited chances to take it out here and really take it for a spin. Popped into center field. Gilbert has a good arm. Tucker not even thinking about it. 2 out.
When you don't play for a while and you get a man on third and less than 2 outs and don't get him in, it feels terrible.
Alex Call to the rescue. 9th start of the season for Call, but as we've seen, it has not mattered how long he goes between at-bats. This guy is always ready, and you gotta love his energy, his edge that he plays with when it feels like you need a shakeup. Energy, edge, and flat-out production when he's been there. An on-base percentage that would lead the National League if he qualified. At .438, just to give you some context to that number, among the regulars, .370 is the highest, and he's at .438. Ohtani's got that .370. Hit it hard, but foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. Talking to some people who've been saying it's been flat in the dugout. It's like, well, yeah. What comes first, the chicken or the egg? It's hard to have energy and have a bunch of fun down there when you're not hitting. You're not hitting. You're not hitting because you don't have energy, right? Like,
you're always looking for momentum, and you need a spark. You need something. Something to energize you. Getting this run in with 2 outs would be huge. They did a lot of that last year.
Yeah, Dodgers unable to take advantage of the leadoff double here. Chapman's got it, and we go to the 3rd.
The Dodgers unveiled their new gold jerseys and caps commemorating their World Series win last fall. Head to MLBshop.com to score the same ones. Plus, check out the largest selection of authentic gear from all the MLB clubs.
Got those gold trim jerseys in a giveaway tonight, huh? Strike on Jesus Rodriguez. 9-1-2 for the Giants here in the 3rd. You didn't reply. I hope you got one. I hope I didn't.
Oh, I got one right over here.
Okay.
I got a Miggy.
I actually didn't check to see who mine is.
Oh, I took yours. What number does it say?
1 and 2. That's not the number. That's the count. It's kind of folded up. I got a.
What'd you get? What'd you get? What'd you get?
Go ahead. You guys can come on if you want. We'll do a reveal.
A reveal.
It's a boy. Left center field, Pages. For the first out of the 3rd. All right, here we go. Ready?
Yeah. Mine's here, but you can't tell. There's like a 72 there, so I know it's Mickey.
This is like in the card industry now. You know, you got the.
Oh yeah, you rip it.
The rips. Yeah. I don't want to rip this, but I'll reveal. It is a boy.
Oh, it's a boy.
Pitcher. It's Tyler Glasnow.
It's a boy.
Top of the Giants order. Ball 1 on Jung-Hoo Lee. 1 hit, 1 walk for the Giants the first time through. Lee goes down the line foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. He grounded out his first time. Grandson of the Wind is his nickname. His dad, Jong Boom Lee, was known as Son of the Wind. One of the best players in Korean baseball history. Once stole 84 bases in a season there. And so got the nickname because of the speed. Also played for a few years in Japan. Jung-Hoo was born while his dad was playing in Japan. The number 51 is in honor of Ichiro. Betts throws him out. 2 gone in the third.
Number 1, Luis Arraez.
So that's 6 straight retired by Ohtani since the back-to-back 2-out base runners in the first inning put a little pressure on him. And now Arraez, who grounded out to second his first time up. Backdoor with a sweeper.
Sweeper has been effective against these Giants, not only this start, but including the last start where they got 1 for 7 off of it. Tonight they're 0 for 4 with a couple of Ks. So very effective pitch against these Giants.
Golfs it down the line, but that'll become a souvenir, and even the count up 2-2. Ohtani and the Dodgers trying to end this skid. Two and two on Luis Arraez. Here he comes, and a curveball is just barely fouled.
So he's out in front of the sweeper. So when he goes and pulls the trigger on the curveball, changes the angle of the break a little bit more, 12-6, but also it's a slower pitch, so makes it hard for him to hit it fair. Great swing and miss stuff on the mound. Great bat to ball skills in the box. It's a challenge.
Another 2-2 to Arraez, and a fastball. So he goes from 72 to 98, and Arraez fouls off both.
Shohei was impressed with his facial expression right there. Like, yeah, that was pretty good. Splitter low and away.
And foul again. And you know the baseball loving kid in Ohtani is appreciating what he's watching right here.
Yep. How did you do that? Not supposed to be able to hit that. Fastball up and in, or backdoor sweeper.
8th pitch coming here in this gift of a matchup. Shohei Ohtani and Luis Arraez. Fastball again, foul again, up to 100. He just can't finish him.
Just couldn't get it up a little higher.
Modern day Tony Gwynn right here. 1 strikeout every 30 at bats.
You go back to the splitter and go try again. The dewdrop curveball slipped out. So the whole thing with a curveball, and we've seen it in this homestand with Dodger pitching overall, you can throw a very good breaking ball, but when you go to throw a better one, it just pops out of your hand. You just need to throw another good one.
10th pitch to Arraez. Takes the walk. Wow, something that he doesn't often do. That's one that he'll be extra proud of.
Yeah, the last 3 pitches, Shohei was going for a Hall of Fame pitch and just kind of slipped out of his hands with the extra effort.
And even if the Giants don't do anything with this, there's something to be said for what Arraez just done with a 10-pitch plate appearance. You're only going to get about 100 pitches in a game. One out of every 10 was just spent right there. Strike one on Elliot Ramos.
Shohei is going with anywhere from 82, 83 to about 87, 88 with the sweeper. That one was a little shorter break and firmer.
Oh, Arraez calling for a balk, and they're going to get it.
I think Shohei might have forgot there was a man on first. Looked like he was in the windup position. And he's like, he's running. And then you step back with your left foot. That's the beginning of a windup. So, yeah. He's out. Nope. He's safe at second.
First balk for Ohtani in 5 years. Line drive center field. No big deal. Pages has it. And that's the inning. To the bottom of the third and a scoreless ball game. Back-to-back world champion Dodger baseball on SportsNet LA is brought to you by Carl's Jr. Carl's Jr.'s new Western Bacon Chicken Sandwich with freshly hand-breaded all-white meat and just $5.99 for a limited time. 9-1-2 for LA. Last of the third, Santiago Espinal taking a ball from Robbie Ray. And Ohtani appreciating a rise in that at-bat right there. It's the longest one of the season for a rise at 10 pitches. So aggressive and so good at putting the ball in play. Usually don't get into that territory. Easier for Ohtani to have some fun with it because he strands him, and it's still 0-0. 1-0 to Espinal, who was a teammate of Robbie Ray's in Toronto in the 2021 season when Ray won the Cy Young. I asked Espinal about how good Ray was that year, and his eyes got big. He said it's the best season of pitching that he's ever been a part of in the major leagues, full season that he's witnessed. Said he did it with 2 pitches. It was pretty much just fastball slider at that point. And every time he pitched, we knew we were going to win. Said it was unbelievable. Cracks one in the air. Left center field. Sends Ramos back. Track. Wall. Goodbye. He takes his old teammate deep and gives the Dodgers the early lead. That's the second time that he's done that after being so impressed watching him pitch on the same side. Doubled against him in the playoffs the next year and then homered against him when he faced him 2 years ago. Espinal's first as a Dodger. First run of the night, 1-0 here in the third.
Last night it was the Giants' 8 and 9 hitters that did some damage. Now tonight the Dodgers turn the page and it's their 9 hitter that hits the big fly.
Not just his first one this year, but his first one in 2 seasons. Didn't have a home run last year in Cincinnati. You've got to go back to August of 2024. When he hit his 9th of that 2024 season to find his last. Actually, the one that he hit against Ray was 2 home runs ago. 2 years ago, but 2 home runs ago. Now it's Betts getting into one. Way back there. Kiss it goodbye. They've gone back to back.
The pressure has been building. Maybe the volcano is letting off a little steam. Maybe it's getting really ready to explode. That was a good 10 rows up. That was a blast.
And it's that old demon of Robbie Ray's spooking him again. Back-to-back home runs. Espinal gets his first in 2 years. Betts gets his first since coming off of the injured list. Ball and a strike on Will Smith.
Espinal gets a fastball. They're trying to go in. He left it in the middle. He got it on the barrel. Mookie got his on the barrel too, and it went a lot farther. And here's Mookie's. Also a fastball, also in about the same spot, except for where it lands.
An awkward swing from Will Smith for strike 3. Second K for Ray. First out of the third.
Number 5,
Yeah, we're talking about it. You know, it's not the lineup that you would pick if you were putting together a video game lineup of your 9 best guys. You're putting together a postseason lineup, but maybe it's what the moment called for here. Something a little bit different, some fresh faces, some fresh energy. And one of those new guys lights the fire in Espinal. Ball on Freddie Freeman.
Ray has had issues, of course, through his career with the walks and with the home runs other than the Cy Young year. Espinal and Mookie get it done. It was the 5th home run that Ray has allowed in his last 3 starts.
That goes back to what we were talking about, where even when he's been good, that's still been part of it. Because his last 3 starts, he's been good. Now, the key thing is for him, yeah, you're going to give up the home runs. Can you do it with nobody on base? And so far, so good in that respect. Hot shot up the middle that Adames gets to with a little help from the mound and maybe part of the leg there of Robbie Ray. 2 out in the 3rd.
Number 44, Andy Pajes.
Longtime hitting coach Rob Van Scoyoc. Worked with Mookie even before he came to the Dodgers through their mutual friend J.D. Martinez, Mookie's old teammate. Ball one on Pajes.
It's a conversation about what you feel, what actually did you do, and this is what we need to concentrate on. They do it all the time, just not all the time in front of us on camera after a home run.
I've had multiple people tell me unsolicited how good a place Mookie Betts seems to be in mentally. Having gained some perspective by being away from it, I think it's probably hard when you're, I mean, look at how hard it is on these guys right now as they go through this slump, so stuck in it. Mookie had a bit of a remove from it that has given him a fresh look at things. 3-1 on Pajes. Chapman at 3rd to get Pajes at 1st, and in the 3rd inning, but the Dodgers get back-to-back home runs. Santiago Espinal, his first as a Dodger, and Mookie Betts, his first off of the IL.
Celebrate Mexican Heritage Night. That's Tuesday on May 26th, presented by Hornitos. Purchase your special ticket pack today and receive an exclusive Mexican Heritage Night jersey. Visit Dodgers.com/promotion for more information.
Sound like the medical ad giving me the risks. Espinal and Betts finding the seats 2-0 as Devers looked disjointed right there, as if he was asking for time. There's a beach ball on the field. I think that pitch is going to count, though. Devers having a fun time with his old buddy here, his old teammate Mookie Betts. Mookie's saying, what do you want me to do about that beach ball in right field?
Well, Devers is like, what are you doing waving your arms out there and being a distraction?
Yeah.
You know, like a guy in second leading off and then jumping around. Shohei throwing with the right hand is right where Betts is playing up the middle.
So that explains why Devers kind of stopped. Looked like he was going to ask for time or something. And the next pitch, he's down to a knee, striking out, swinging. Oh, man, and the pitch still counted.
Number 8, Bryce Eldridge.
Flummoxed. One gone in the fourth. Bryce Eldridge takes ball one. 4 strikeouts away from Jumbo Jacks for all. Ohtani may feel like he's looking in the mirror a little bit right here. Bryce Eldridge has studied his swing. Giants gave Eldridge a 3D overlay of his setup with Ohtani's setup, and he said it's eerily similar, the way they load and watch that front foot, kind of the timing mechanism. Very similar. Grew up a huge Nationals fan growing up in Virginia, so Bryce Harper was his guy that he tried to design his swing after, but as he then saw Ohtani, he said, that looks a little bit like me too, and then the Giants have shined more light on how similar those swings are. On a 2-1 from Ohtani. Eldridge grounds it along first and foul. Not the only thing they've got in common. This was a pitching stud in high school. A lot of teams wanted to draft Eldridge as a pitcher. 97-mile-per-hour fastball. Giants actually drafted him open to either path. Down on strikes right here. 2 gone in the fourth. Crushed it right away, though, in the minors as a hitter, and pretty quickly it became clear that that was going to be a fast ticket to the major leagues, and so he focused on that. Bryce's agent is old Dodger hitting coach Turner Ward's son Tucker, and Turner saw some footage of Bryce as a hitter, and he told Tucker, if you let him give up hitting, it's going to be the worst mistake either of you ever make. And so they made sure, as some teams are coming and saying we want to draft in heavy, just pitch, but that didn't end up being how it went. They think the top hitting prospect they've had here in San Francisco since Buster Posey came up, now 16 years ago. 1-1 pitch to Willie Adames is fouled back. 1-2.
Pretty good stuff for a shutdown inning to go with 2 Ks to start the inning. Keep that momentum here at home, looking for a W.
Part of the Giants order here. He struck out Devers. He struck out Eldridge. He fires 1-2 and strikes out Adames. Ohtani strikes out the side in the fourth. He's got 5 total over 4 scoreless. Dodgers trying to end this 4-game losing streak on a pair of home runs. One from Santiago Espinal, one from Mookie Betts. They lead Robbie Ray and the Giants 2-0 as Kyle Tucker swings and misses at his first pitch here in the fourth. Tucker doubled his first time against Ray. Second double in as many nights for Kyle. And now he pokes one through the left side for a base hit. Long run for Ramos. All the way to the corner to get it, and Tucker's 2 for 2 with a pair of 2-baggers.
He's starting to loosen up with the facial expressions. Back-to-back doubles, 1 to right field, 1 to left field will do that. And I'm sure he's starting to feel very comfortable in a Dodger uniform, especially you do this at home. The fans appreciate it, and he appreciates the cheers. Look at that's the biggest smile we've probably seen from him.
I think he would appreciate, and so would the fans, scoring after that leadoff double. They stranded him when he did it in the second. Teoscar Hernandez was able to move him up with a ground out, but unable to cash in. And the Dodgers are now 2 for their last 20 with runners in scoring position. So thank goodness for those 2 home runs. It's been the only way to do it lately. On an 0-1, Hernandez pokes one over first and down the line. Tucker jogging for the plate. Lee will toss it into second, and it's 3-0 as Hernandez comes through with a little butterfly down the right field line.
Teo was definitely taking a team at bat. He slows down his bat speed on purpose. He starts early, a little bit fooled, but he slowed his bat speed down and just extended it just to make sure he carved it over there to right field. Not only gets the runner over, but is rewarded with an RBI.
Dodgers lead 3-0 as Rojas takes on.
If Robbie Ray was more around the strike zone, this would be a good combo to go hit and run with to kind of get Miggy out of his funk. But Ray throws too many balls.
That one in the dirt. Hernandez heads for second and gets there with the most beautiful slide you'll ever see.
I think it's a little chilly here. It's 64 degrees, but I don't think there's ice out there around second base. That should be a pass ball. It actually hits the glove, the leather in the air.
Oh. Safe. Rojas strokes one into right field for a base hit. Up to third goes Hernandez, and Rojas ends the 0 for 22 with his first hit in 2.5 weeks.
Very nice adjustment that you talked about.
He says, what do we do here?
Where am I?
Yeah. Sorry, I yelled over you.
It's okay.
I'm excited. There's nothing good that's happened in a long time.
Just pretend like you've been in the end zone before.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. What are the celebrations?
It's changed since I was last here. Wow, easy, Max. Kicking out the bad vibes. Dodgers have 7 hits in this game, and a night after 5 through 9 when it combined 0 for 15. 5 of those 7 hits have come from that group.
Number 12, Alex Call.
Still nobody out. Alex Call's the hitter. Couple change-ups to start the at-bat. 1 ball, 1 strike. Robbie Ray, early years in Arizona, he would run hot, man. I don't know if you remember that. He'd huffing and puffing, and be some big innings that would kind of snowball on him in those situations. Still intense, but you can tell, and talking to people around the Giants, and now we can see it for ourselves, but he's cooled off, cooled down in his temperament. Look, he's won a Cy Young at this point. He's gotten paid. Perspective that might come from missing a couple years with injury like he did. Still intense, but a little cooler of a customer. There's 2-1 to Call. Is popped into right field. Lee sprints on near the foul line with Hernandez tagging. Lee makes the catch. Hernandez coming home, and there will be no throw. I don't know. I kind of got shielded from the net down the line there. Yeah. Did he not thinking about?
He needs to throw it just to try and set up Rojas. If you hit the cutoff, man, you can cut it, and then Rojas might break towards second, and you got a chance to pick him off. But he forgot where to throw it.
Not even a thought about going home.
Oh, you got to cut that ball loose and hit a cutoff man.
So it's a sac fly for Call, and a 4-0 lead for the Dodgers. Here's the guy that started it in Espinal. Wild pitch. Up to second goes Rojas. Performance Spotlight is sponsored by your Southern California Nissan dealers. Back-to-back home runs from Espinal and bats last inning.
One went a little farther than the other, but the pitches were right about in the same place.
Down the line foul. Espinal, 2 RBIs his first month plus with the team, which has been limited playing time, but chance to double that total with a base hit right here tonight. Here's the 1-1 pitch from Robbie Ray. Espinal ahead, 2-1.
Everybody clap your hands.
Dodgers doing a couple firsts for this homestand. First multi-homer game on the homestand. And when they have multi-home runs, it is a 12-1 record this year.
High fly to right center field. Lee will settle under it. 2 out.
The other thing they've done is they've scored more than 3 runs. Their first 4+ run homestand game. Mookie can make it a 4+. At least they've gotten to 4.
We've talked before about the shortest routes to win in a major league game. A multi-run home run is up there, and also games with multiple home runs is up there, no matter who you are. And for the Dodgers this year, they hit 2+ home runs as they have tonight. They've only lost 1 time. 2 outs for Betts, who strokes a line drive that's snagged by Adames. Those guys, good buddies. And you know Adames is going to have a wink for Mookie as he heads back in, having robbed him of a base hit. Back-to-back world champion Dodger baseball on SportsNet LA is brought to you by your Toyota dealers. We make it easy. A lot easier when Shohei Ohtani's pitching. 4 scoreless innings, 4 runs of support. Strike 1 on Matt Chapman. More smiles tonight. Kyle Tucker, you said maybe the biggest smile we've seen since he put on this uniform. Teoscar Hernandez has been searching for it. Miggy having a little bit of fun. What do we do? I forgot. 0-2 on Chapman. Everybody helping everybody. Dodgers haven't given Ohtani much of any run support recently. And the last few days, starting pitchers haven't given the offense any wiggle room.
A 4-run lead with the best pitcher in the big leagues on the mound. So this is a comfortable position. Ohtani just working to do his job now.
7, 8, 9 here in the San Francisco lineup. Chapman, who flied out his first time. 3 of his last 41. Got a fastball by him. That's 4 in a row for Ohtani.
Saw the sweeper working early. Here he beats him with a fastball. Just belt high down the middle. Just beats him to the spot.
One out, and Drew Gilbert's up there. Oh, what a play by Freddie Freeman. That was sweet.
3-1, and put a star next to it on your score sheet.
Put a star next to it on your pocket schedule. Tonight's game to this point, well-rounded, much needed. Still a long ways to go, but it's been pretty perfect. Two away for the 9-hitter Jesus Rodriguez.
Shohei getting support in more than the run column with that defense,
which has been consistently pretty great. No matter which category you look at, the Dodgers you'll find at the top of the National League when it comes to defense.
4 runs of support, a season high for Shohei.
You've gotten 3 the last 3 starts combined. living in an 0-2 count tonight, it's felt like.
Shohei trying to put him away. He's a little upset that he gave up a grounder after 4 strikeouts in a row.
Yeah, right.
Let's go.
What's wrong with me?
Am I losing it? Put this guy away.
Here he comes to the 1-2 pitch. In the dirt, 2-2. The 4 2/3 scoreless innings. The ERA down to 0.86. Has one that he likes. Here it is. And there's bookend strikeouts on a 1-2-3 fifth, and 7 of them total tonight. Halfway home in a 4-0 game.
Join us for Dave Roberts' bobblehead night. That's on May 25th, presented by Toyo Tires. Visit Dodgers.com/promotions for more information.
Dave Roberts' club has a 4-0 lead as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Joe, Orel, and Kirsten. And Will Smith to lead off against Robbie Ray, who's in with the first pitch. Strike 1. Smith 0 for 2 today. It was looking like the Padres were going to lose again tonight to the Brewers. They faced Jacob Mizorowski, who struck out 10 over 7 scoreless innings. Brewers had a 1-0 lead going into the 9th inning as Adames catches this line drive. But then Gavin Sheets hit a 3-run home run in the 9th inning, and the Padres won it 3-1, ending Milwaukee's 5-game winning streak. So the Dodgers trying to win to keep pace. And they'll go head-to-head with the Padres for the first time this year on Monday down in San Diego. Freeman 1 for 2 today. Wave and a miss at a curve. Bunch of curves.
He's sticking with it. He likes the slower speed of the breaking ball against Freddie compared to the slider speed. Four in a row.
Well, they feasted on Robbie Ray's fastball in this game. Both home runs have come against the fastball. Everything else is 2 for 9. It's a heavy dose of everything else against Freddie Freeman. Now a payoff and a foul ball. We'll do it again. Earns the walk.
It's a well-earned walk. It was a good at bat. He had him chasing a couple of the slow curveballs, but then as Ray had to raise the ball up a little bit, he's able to foul off and had some good passes, and then takes the last one for the 4. 4th ball.
That's actually the first walk that they've drawn against Ray tonight. Usually if you have success against him, that's going to be part of it. Andy Pages, 0 for 2. 0 for 9 against the Giants in this series. Hitless against them this year. Now in his 6th game. There goes Freddie Freeman from first. Throw from Rodriguez, not close.
Stealing it off the pitcher. Going on first move, figuring he's not going to pay attention to me.
First of the year for Freddie.
He is off and gone. That ball isn't even close to him on its way to home plate. By the time Rodriguez got it behind the plate, Freddie was about 5 steps from second base.
Pages takes ball 3. Bullpen ready to go. Joel Peguero pitched yesterday. Ready to do it again. Bullpen's been good for the Giants in this series. I mean, more than a good pen tonight, though, with the Dodgers ahead 4-0. So after 4 innings and no walks, back-to-back free passes issued here. Brings up Kyle Tucker, who twice has doubled against Ray.
Once down the right field line, hooking it down in that corner, and then just blocking it to the left field corner. A little ground ball with the infield shifted around to the right.
So about these 2 lefties, only 2 lefties in the lineup against Ray in this game, combined 3 for 4 with a walk. Freeman and Tucker. Ray getting close to the end of the line here. Freeman at second, Pages at first. 1-1 to the plate, and Tucker fouls it off 1-2.
Ray's been over 100 pitches twice this year with a high of 109. But 94 is about his average as far as when they've taken him out.
To first, endeavors. Chucks it to second for 1. Back to first. In time, double play. Wow. Impressive stuff from Rafael Devers there, who's made the transition to first base for the Giants. Yeah, it shows that he's acclimated pretty well. Adames, his own teammate, looks like he's in disbelief that they got this. Did he get his foot to the bag? That's what I'm wondering.
Looked like he was reaching for it, but I'm not sure he touched it. No, it's going to be safe. Beat it out.
Yeah,
it was a very nice play by Devers.
Now call it first.
Aggressive throw to second, and it was accurate, that gave him even an opportunity to make this close.
And so Tucker's going to be on with the fielder's choice. This inning will continue. And Ray's night may end as a result.
That's his view. The call on the field is overturned. The runner is safe. Los Angeles has retained their challenge.
So an inch from getting through 5 innings. Instead, the night will end here at 4 2/3. Tony Vitello with a right-handed Teoscar Hernandez coming up is going to go to the bullpen. Dodgers have a 4-0 lead. First and third with 2 out. And the pen goes to work. Back-to-back world champion Dodger baseball on SportsNet LA is brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Less than 90 minutes from wherever you are. Good times. 2 in the third and the fourth, and 2 on here in the fifth. Joel Peguero out of the Giants bullpen, his 5th appearance of the season. On to face Teoscar Hernandez.
Missed a lot of spring training, missed their first 35 games with a left hamstring pull, but thrown the ball well since getting healthy. He is a hard thrower with a hard fastball and a hard slider.
Hernandez, who grounded out with a runner in scoring position his first time up, made him 0 for his last 9 with runners in scoring position, came through his last time, poking an RBI single to right field to score Kyle Tucker last inning. He's got Freeman at third, Tucker at first. Boy, Rodriguez having a heck of a time tonight back there. Tucker to second.
Box me up a dozen.
Traded out the defense. And Patrick Bailey sending him to Cleveland, going for a little more offense at the position. Giving the job to the rookie. But sacrificing some defense in doing that. Chapman's got it at third. And Peguero comes on and does the job of strand 2. After 5, Dodgers up 4-0. Seven strikeouts for Shohei Ohtani in this game. 5 of the last 6 hitters he has retired via the K, and that means jumbo jacks for everybody tomorrow. You don't get extra jumbo jacks for strikeouts above 7, but he's still on the mound, pitching into the 6th, looking for more. Top of the Giants order in Jung-Hoo Lee. 1 pitch, 1 out, which is good for Ohtani because even though he's got those strikeouts, the pitch got a little bit higher. The longer first couple innings where he had walked a couple. And a particularly long at bat right here for Luis Arraez. 10 pitches that he saw back in the 3rd.
He saw some sweepers, he saw some splitters, he saw some fastballs, he saw a lot of pitches, and he got a walk. Sweeper has been the pitch though for Shohei tonight. They're 0 for 8. Oh, we got to keep showing this.
Yeah.
Oh,
running out of room.
Any more? With the sweeper, they're 0 for 8 with 4 Ks off of it, and he's thrown it almost 40% of the time. Normally it's 25%, and in this game he's decided it's working and the Giants aren't hitting it.
Arraez smacks a base hit into right, and man, oh man, Luis Arraez twice against Ohtani. Impressive stuff.
Good job getting on top of this, not popping that ball up when it's above your waist.
Late innings, Giants have dominated in this series. Innings 5 through 9, outscoring the Dodgers 13-1. A lot of that's been against the bullpen, although they did it against Yamamoto officially. Yeah, a lot of it falling on his line last night, but those came, a couple of the late runs via inherited runners scoring against the pen. 1 ball, no strikes on Ramos. Walking a line out. Now 2-0. Nobody warming just yet. Odd to see him fall behind. He's been ahead of just about everybody.
Has not been in the stretch for a long time.
1 batter the last 4 innings. Threads that fastball by him.
Thank you for the help. 2-0 count. I'm swinging that one neck high. Well, it helps the pitcher when you're up by 4 runs.
Same thing.
upper 90s that gets 2 swings. So you're going to put him away with the sweeper that's 0 for 8 with 4 Ks.
Sticks with the fastball, misses inside. Devers waits on deck. Giants trying to put a little pressure on right here as Ohtani readies for the payoff pitch. Popped up down the left field line. Betts is over there. He's got it. Two gone, and a word from SoCal Ford.
See Ford in a new light. F-150, Mustang Mach-E, or Bronco. It's time to get to your Ford dealer today.
First baseman Rafael Devers.
Ohtani's 6 full innings in all 6 starts, at least. And then he went 7 full last time. Asking for something here, just a chance to tie a shoe. He ties the shoe like the rest of us.
And he puts his pants on one leg at a time.
Are you sure of that? Hi, Decoy. Decoy is tugging at the laces, made it come undone. Strike on Devers. 1 for 2, one of the 2 hits today. Ohtani with the 7 Ks today. That gives him 41 in his last 5 starts. Challenge. It's going to be strike 2.
Sure looked like a strike.
Powered by T-Mobile. 0-2.
ABS hot hand Will Smith.
Leading the majors in successful challenges. And Ohtani says thank you for that. Here's his 0-2 to Devers. He struck him out. He strikes out 8. And for the second time over the last month, 6 scoreless against the Giants. May 13th, 1933, John Roseboro was born. Great Dodger catcher of the 1960s. Strikeout Miguel Rojas in a 4-0 game here in the bottom of the 6th. When you hear his name, normally what you first hear about is what happened with Juan Marichal, where Marichal struck him in the head with the bat. It's a horrible incident that happened, led to a long brawl. And that being the first thing that you hear about covers up what was an awesome career. For the era of Dodger baseball, defined by the pitching, Sandy Koufax, Don Drysdale, Roseboro was the catcher almost every day for all those teams in the 1960s when he was an all-star 6 times, part of 3 World Series teams. And then years later, he forgave Marichal. The 2 became close friends. Not only did he forgive him, but Marichal, trying to get into the Hall of Fame, couldn't quite get the vote. First time he was up, didn't get in. Second time he was up, didn't get in. And he thought that the reason he wasn't getting in was the stain that came from that brawl. Roseboro publicly vouched for his friend Marichal, and Marichal thought was the reason he eventually got over the hump and got into the Hall of Fame. Alex Call here with 1 away. Pops it straight back out of play. And one of the first calls that Juan Marichal made when he found out he was in the Hall of Fame was to John Roseboro in tears, telling him thank you for helping, thank you for forgiving me. John Roseboro passed away in the early 2000s. Happy birthday up above.
I was drafted in 1979, got to have spring training in Vero Beach, Florida at Dodgertown. And John Roseboro was held in such high esteem from guys like Larry Sherry and Sandy Koufax and Don Drysdale and Roy Campanella and Tommy Lasorda. It was amazing that he wasn't around, but they all would talk about him in such high praise. And it was really, he was one of the guys that they would hold up as this is how to be a Dodger. And you're talking about the Dodger greats, right? Telling you that this guy was great and a great guy. And it was really
Very impactful.
Learned from one of the Dodger greats. He was an understudy to Roy Campanella. Call takes the walk like only he does. Flipping that bat, heading down to first. And it took Campanella's tragic accident that left him paralyzed to give Roseboro a chance to be much of anything in the big leagues. He was backing Campanella up. Campanella was not just a great catcher, but one of the best players, period, in baseball. One of the greatest catchers ever. As the team moved out here to LA and transitioned not just coast to coast, but kind of overhauled the roster as they did. Roseboro is one of the faces. That's a double play off of the bat of Espinal to wrap up the 6th. Down to the 7th we go.
Fans will take home a Yamamoto Game 7 last out bobblehead on May 27th. Visit Dodgers.com/promotions for more information.
Ohtani's back out there for the 7th at 90 pitches, 8 strikeouts under his belt. 2 of them against this guy right here in Bryce Eldridge. First pitch of the 7th is a fastball that's fouled back. Shook a couple times. Shows this. It's another heater. Ohtani coming off after 6 innings. Wasn't sure there if that would be it, but Dave Roberts did not move. Sitting in his seat as Ohtani walked by. Said everything by saying nothing. One and two. Thought it might be hard for them to sit him as the DH tonight after he started to wake up offensively last night. He hits his first home run of the month, first walk in a week. Dave Roberts, though, told him before the game that he was going to have each of the next 2 nights off, and he said, I'm not about to do the bait and switch on it. And he also said, who knows, him being freed up, knowing that he might have a couple days coming here, or he's going to have a couple days coming, maybe that contributed to the good night. That peace of mind. 3-2. Eldridge climbs the ladder and sends it a mile high to right field. Rojas back. Tucker on. Rojas under. 1 gone in the 7th.
His high for the year is 104 pitches, and he's done a nice job keeping it at this level at 96 because he had a 22 pitch first inning. So since then, he's averaged only around 14.
And still able to rack up those 8 strikeouts. Here's another guy who he's struck out twice tonight in Adames. And now 8 times facing him. He's struck him out 6 of them. Oh, 0-2. Shohei out of the lineup again tomorrow. So 2 full days off for a reset. And again, you go back to what Shohei has said himself, that it's not a big deal doing the two-way thing when things are right with the swing, just to maintain. Adames slaps a base hit to right center field. He doesn't have to be feeling red hot. It's just the problem comes when he feels way off, as he has lately, and he feels like he has to fix it. So maybe between the big night that he had last night, this 2-day reset, it can get him over that hump where he is then just maintaining instead of having to fix.
Yeah, maintenance is easier than rehab. And when you're rehabbing your swing and you don't have enough reps because you've got to also be ready to pitch. So when you're concentrating on one or the other, the workload can be heavier for the one. But when you have to do both, the workload has to be lighter for both. And it's hard to fix it.
1 ball, no strikes on Chapman. There's a strike, 1-1. And how about Dave Roberts really just leaning on him here? Will Klein just now through his first warm-up pitch. You mentioned Ohtani's high, 104. Well, as he passes 100, that's when the bullpen just gets started. 1-1 pitch. Another base hit to right. So they've doubled their hit total for the night, these last two hitters with opposite field hits, Adames and Chapman.
I would expect a visit from Mark Pryor. Give the bullpen a little bit of time.
Center fielder Drew Gilbert.
Yeah, there drops the score sheet. Here comes the visit. Mark will be out there as long as he can be. He will wait for the umpire, no matter how long this conversation is. They will stand there and wait for the home plate umpire, James Jean, to break it up. And that's what just happened.
And Mark Pryor, who had a short but awesome stretch in the major leagues, probably until the day he dies is going to answer as many questions about what it was like to be the pitching coach for Shohei Ohtani and what it was like to go out there for mound visits, as you will anything about his playing career, no matter how great it was. Any peek behind the curtain of what remains pretty mysterious character. 2 on with 1 out. Strike on Gilbert. Low this time. Gilbert's grounded out both times in this one.
Shohei would love to get a double play ball.
Fly ball, deep center field. Pages back. Pages makes the catch. And boy, they got a base running issue right here. I don't know if Adames just totally misread it, forgot how many outs there were, and it is the double play that he was looking for, just in a much different shape and size. Mookie Betts set to lead off the bottom of the 7th for the Dodgers. He connected on his first home run since returning from the injured list earlier tonight. Tristan Beck now on the pitch. Yeah, and he's outside with the first pitch to Betts. Had to be extra fun for Mookie to hit that one against Robbie Ray, who was a travel ball teammate with growing up in Tennessee. Robbie was more of a hitter than he was a pitcher at that point. Mookie was the 2-hitter. Robbie Ray was the first baseman and 3-hitter. And would tell anybody that would listen, once he got to the major leagues, both these guys got to the major leagues, that he was the better hitter, not Mookie. Chopper to Chapman. And the 7th. Shohei Ohtani is finished. 105 pitches, 7 scoreless innings.
Exceptional command, exceptional sweeper tonight. Showed the 4-seam fastball slightly up and down the middle, but beat guys to the spot. Mixed in the curveball every once in a while, and the splitter was nasty, but he didn't have to go to it very much.
One away, Will Smith. Breaking pitch misses, down to Kirsten.
Thanks, Joel. In that moment where you saw Shohei Ohtani and Dave Roberts kind of laughing with each other after saying, of course, you know, good job today, there was a moment where he's like, oh, one more? And he's like, can I do it? And he went back out there with a big smile on his face. But, of course, we know that with the pitch count, his night is absolutely over, guys.
Hadn't gone 7 full innings in the Dodger uniform yet until last week against Houston, and now he's done it back-to-back starts. This time 7 scoreless.
Much more efficient against Houston, not to downgrade this outing, but he went those 7 innings with just 89 pitches.
Put it all together, the ERA is down to 0.82. Yeah, and if the Dodgers can hang on to this one, it'd get him his 3rd win. Tanner Scott's getting ready. He's well rested. 9-1-2 coming up for the Giants, and so even though not a save situation and not the 9th inning yet, Dave Roberts looking and seeing perhaps a good chance to pull the trigger on it. Back-to-back ground outs to get back the first 2 outs of the 7th.
Well, 9-1-2, but it goes right-hander, left-hander, left-hander. So giving Scott a chance at a couple of lefties, even if the first hitter gets on.
Freddie Freeman, who has reached 5 times the last 2 nights. Beck's 1-2. Chop it to first and 3 ground outs here in the 7th. Out of the 8th we go. Dodgers by 4. Tanner Scott, what a second season he's having in Dodger blue, and comes here in the 8th inning. 9-1-2 coming up, and you figure there's a chance he can give Dave Roberts more than an inning if he chooses to go that route. Hasn't pitched since Friday night. He's only pitched 3 times in this month of May, which we're halfway through almost. The call of the bullpen is brought to you by Jacoby and Myers. It's Jesus Rodriguez to lead off. First one from Scott is fly to center field. Pages back at first, comes on, puts it away. 1 pitch, 1 out for Tanner Scott.
Tanner is an elite strike thrower, gets ahead. Where he has had trouble in a Dodger uniform, especially last year, is once he gets the 2 strike counts, people are still swinging because he's still throwing strikes, but he's doing a much better job this year with 2 strikes.
Not all strikes created equal. A lot of those were middle last year. Lee, who they've held off of the board tonight, takes a little high.
He's also more of a mystery this year, where he'll throw his slider like 3 pitches in a row. He doesn't just immediately throw the slider and default back to the fastball.
Maybe I'm seeing things, but it just looks like there's like a weight off his shoulder too. Like physically you can see it, that he's moving with more freedom.
Yeah, there were a few guys on the Dodger roster coming into this year that I felt like needed to have a hot start to kind of get last year behind him. Andy Pages was one, and he had an elite, unbelievable start. This is another one right here out of the bullpen, and he has really responded to a rough year in a big way.
They might have been the top 2 guys on that list, right?
Yeah, those are the top 2, as I had probably had 4 or 5 in my head. But yeah, they, as far as ranking them, those are the top 2 for sure.
Both in terms of need to bounce back and the way they have. Here's his 2-2 to Lee. Especially with Edwin Diaz going down. It's even before we knew that that was going to happen.
And then it was another hurdle for him. When Edwin went down, all of a sudden it's like the thing you're talking about, like, oh, seems like the pressure off his shoulders is gone. The facial expressions are different. Well, that was another hurdle, and he has come over that hurdle too with flying colors. Because some would say when you come out to a Dodger uniform and you're in front of 50,000 people and you draw $4 million and the team wins the World Series and you didn't really do that well, then maybe he can't play in the big city. Maybe he can't play in front of the big crowds. And so that kind of challenge can come back up when all of a sudden the closer that came to take your job and sign him all of a sudden he goes down and it's back on you.
Yeah, 2 out in the 8.
But he has proven that that is not the reason. He was just throwing too many good strikes near the middle of the plate with 2 strikes last year.
Second baseman, number 1, Luis Arraez.
Here's Arraez walking a single against Ohtani. One more game in this series, same time, same place tomorrow. Emmett Sheehan takes it for LA. Landon Roop for San Francisco.
Arraez has had a few swings tonight where all of a sudden he looked like a pull power hitter.
Yeah. In this series, really, he's hit a few down the line that were close. Every now and then he'll jack one.
He hit a breaking ball down and in from Ohtani that he pulled foul that had enough home run distance, and that swing right there looked like he was coming out of his shoes again.
36 career home runs, 8 of them last season. Career high of 10.
Maybe the 10-pitch walk off of Shohei is telling him, maybe I can increase my bat speed if he can't put it by me.
Poke to left field. Second hit of the game for Luis Arraez. And it scoots by Call, who then loses his footing, and Arraez is into second.
Arraez was making a good turn, but I don't think he was going until he saw the little fumble out in left field. But he definitely was hustling out of the box like this could possibly be a double. And the official scorer will watch. If Arraez hesitates, then it will be an error. Nope, he doesn't hesitate. That will be a double.
Two outs, Ramos. One pitch later. A scoreless 8th for Tanner Scott. Back-to-back world champion Dodger baseball on SportsNet LA is brought to you by your Southern California Lexus dealer, who invites you to test drive a Lexus today. Bottom of the 8th, Dodgers up 4-0. Andy Pages takes a ball from Tristan Beck. They got 2 runs in the 3rd inning. Back-to-back home runs from Espinal and Betts, and 2 more in the 4th. 7 scoreless from Shohei Ohtani. 4-0 lead as they try to end a 4-game losing streak. They have been outscored 29-9. Kind of streak they hadn't suffered in 90 years. That many losses by that many runs in a row. To 1936, the low days of the franchise there through the 20s and the 30s, where they're kind of the laughingstock of the National League. 2-2 on Pages. Larry McPhail came over and became the team president soon after that, and his whole philosophy was spend money to make money. So he invested in the team, bought a bunch of good players, invested in Ebbets Field, cleaned it up, and we've kind of fallen into disrepair. Invested in marketing the team. He hired Red Barber, brought him from the Cincinnati Reds, where he had been Larry's announcer, and put the games on radio. Kyle Hurt gets ready. So it looks like it will be just the 1 inning for Scott. Pages down the line foul. Another thing that he did as somewhat of a promotional move was he hired Babe Ruth as a base coach. And Babe Ruth had ambitions of being a manager and thought that this was his way into managing. He thought he was going to be the next manager of the Dodgers. Ultimately, though, it ended up being one of his least favorite people that got the job. That would be Leo DeRocher, who was Babe's teammate with the Yankees, and they had a long history of not liking each other very much. Leo the Lip, they called him. The attitude that he had and willingness to be outspoken. 2-2 to Pages. Is lifted to left center field. Ramos into the gap with Gilbert, who makes the call on the catch. DeRocher managed both these clubs. Went from the Dodgers to the Giants. Don't forget to tune in after the game. We got Access Sportsnet Dodgers presented by Mercury Insurance.
Right field, number 23.
Jacket weather still in May.
Those are sharp jackets. 62 degrees.
Good jacket weather, good hoodie weather. Tucker sends a fly ball down the line, foul.
Good winning weather, hopefully.
Yeah, there's no bad weather for that.
Yeah. You could make it 34 and the Dodgers will take a W.
As fast as possible.
Yes.
Get out.
Win again tomorrow and get a split.
2 doubles for Tucker today. Tide starting to turn for Tucker. Average up above 260. OPS up around 800. Puts you into the all-star conversation. And at least gets you into the neighborhood of where he usually is. Ouch.
So many little bones, and you worry about it when they don't get up quick. Back foot. Don't do this, but if you want to try and feel what that feels like, take a hammer and hit your foot. It's about what it's like.
It's like on Mr. Deeds, the fireplace stoker into the foot. Or Ricky Bobby thinking that he's paralyzed and taking the knife to his thigh. Don't do it.
Oh, just that was last night.
Spot.
Yeah. Great.
That explains, you know, normally you see the ball hit the ground first and it's not as big of a deal, but that explains why it would be a big deal. Yeah. Already a bruise there. What are the chances? Don't do it, Ricky Bobby. Don't you put that knife in your leg.
You've revealed it's a boy tonight. You got Ricky Bobby with knives. You got all kinds of good lines. Oh, right there. Back foot slider right at it.
I mean,
that's terrible.
He just wants this one to end. Flies it to left center field. Ramos has it. Yeah, gingerly makes his way back towards the dugout. With 2 outs in the 8th inning. Tasker Hernandez heads up there. Looking ahead to the 9th, it's going to be Devers, Eldridge, and Adames. Hurt is ready to go. With those 2 lefties to lead off the inning. We'll see if Scott is back out there through 13 pitches in his first. A little bit away on Hernandez. Not a save situation. Still 4-run cushion, but it's a 4-run losing streak, which changes the equation some. The urgency. Adames climbs the ladder, knocks it down, and going to be an infield hit for Hernandez. Almost had a tremendous play right there. He's already done that to Mookie Betts tonight. Instead, Hernandez has his second hit.
Yeah, earlier he caught 2 line drives back-to-back in separate innings from Betts and Will Smith. Those guys felt robbed, and Teo almost had the same feeling.
Snow cone melted. Rojas has snapped his long hitless drought. 1 for 3, ball 1. Second base platoon with Kim. For now, the equation again gets a shake-up when Kike Hernandez comes back in a couple of weeks. Eligible to come off May 23rd. Hope that's not more than just your average rattle.
Exactly.
Up the middle, off back. Adames having an adventure over there. Back-to-back infield hits for the Dodgers. Hadn't had a hit since the 4th inning. Back-to-back knocks right here.
Miggy, a long drought as far as getting hits, and now tonight he's 2 for 4. Every Dodger has reached base except for Will Smith.
Get back a chance to make sure he's okay to continue.
If you're going to have something wrong with a leg as a pitcher, you want it to be your back leg. You don't want to be tentative going into your front leg. You can get down the hill with your weight shift and getting your hip out first, but if your front leg is hurting and you're going to be ginger landing, it's not a good thing for the rest of your body, and especially your elbow and your shoulder.
Left field, number 12, Alex Call.
2 on, 2 out, Alex Call. RBI sacrifice fly in the 2-run 4th. Average sitting right at 300. Strike one.
I know it's not a super close game, but I think overall the Dodgers need to get a little bit more aggressive with their ABS challenges 8th and 9th inning. It seems like they're in such a habit of not challenging up until a certain point, but they forget to flip the switch of, I've got 2 left, you know, and if we've got some borderline pitches that we might need, go for it.
Back to call, 1-2. Fights it off, do it again. Instant replay of a foul. Hope it is somebody else over there, though. Spread the love with the souvenirs. Ground ball, diving stop by a rise from a knee, makes his latest defensive sparkling play. Ended last night's game like that. Here he ends the 8th. The night on a 4-game losing streak, and then Shohei Ohtani brought in his major league best ERA and lowered it with 7 scoreless innings. 4-0, the Dodgers lead on his back. Into the 9th inning we go. Kyle Hurt will look to finish it off. 7 scoreless from Ohtani, a scoreless 8th from Scott. And now it's Hurt who's put up zeros in 9 of his 10 games. 9 in a row since he gave up a run in his first game this year. Climbing that trust tree.
That string is 9 innings pitched, 12 Ks, and only 1 walk. So he's on a roll. It's a fastball changeup combo. Throws both pitches to both righties and lefties, and neither handedness is having much success off of him. Righties a little bit more because the changeup fades from the lefties.
And how about this trade? Dylan Floro, who helped the Dodgers win the World Series in 2020. Right after that, Dodgers traded him and got Kyle Hurt and Alex Vesia. Devers turns on it, flies it to right center field. Long way for Pages, who won't get there. And it's a ground rule double to lead off the 9th.
Even with that double, it was a good trade.
Trade still good, Andrew.
Still a good one. Pretty good piece of hitting right there. Fastball, inner half, belled high, trying to jam him. Maybe get it in there a little bit more. Not as much barrel, doesn't end up being a double.
So Devers' second hit of the ball game. Giants trying to break onto the scoreboard here. Eldridge fouls it off, looking for his first hit. And now 5 for 48 in his young major league career. Giants fan just caught the souvenir there. And fans give him a very hard time. I don't know if he caught it over a kid or what. Eldridge down on strikes for the 3rd time in this game.
Nice little strikeout right there to possibly preserve the shutout by not allowing Devers to move up 90 feet.
Hey, look at the sponsor on the blue board.
Yeah. Looking at an endorsement there.
Right. Jesus, everywhere. Strike on Adames. They need to change the advertisement. Why didn't it say Adames?
They got to change it up there now. They got the wrong guy up.
Oh, and 2. Backhand play, Espinal. Fires it across and gets him.
That is not easy what he just did. The backhand, difficult. Your head away from first base, difficult. The length of the throw and make it accurately. 3 really good things he just did there.
His best night as a Dodger. First home run in a couple years, and then that play for the 2nd out of the 9th inning. Matt Chapman. One ball, one strike. 7-10 again tomorrow. Looking for one more out and then a shot at a split. Emmett Sheehan, the guy. Lyndon Roop for the Giants. One ball, one strike on Chapman. Here comes Hurt. 1-2.
The Dodgers have finally reached the fun part.
Yeah, it's been a while. A little more like it tonight. Talking to a friend with the Cubs today. It's like, yeah, it's not been good. It's rough right now. And they were like, cry me a river. You've had it pretty good over there. 2-2 to Chapman. There it is. That's the end of the losing streak with a well-rounded effort for the Dodgers tonight. A 4-0 win. They get 7 scoreless from Ohtani, shutting the Giants out and back in the win column.
Their 4th shutout of the year, their 1st in May. Maybe this will get the rest of this homestand on track.
They get home runs from Espinal and Betts. They get a win from Ohtani with those 7 scoreless innings. A couple scoreless from the pen. Excellent defense as well. And now we'll go for the split tomorrow behind Emmett Sheehan. For Earl Hershiser, Kirsten Watson, and the rest of our crew, Joe Davis saying so long from Dodger Stadium. Stay tuned for Access Sportsnet Dodgers. Game 4 of the series tomorrow night.